Deviants. My name is Alex and welcome to eSpot. So May 19th was the series finale of Game of Thrones, and I don't know about you, but IGN readers voted it had the second worst ending of a series next to Dexter. Do you think it's a little harsh? Well, HBO programming president Casey Bloys thinks viewers who haven't seen the ending to take that information with a grain of salt. He has responded to the backlash the show received because of its ending. While he was not surprised about the response it got, he did notice the reaction was pretty split. He firmly believes that there was no way to make everybody happy, but the huge point was that everybody was passionate about it. He also stated that while everyone had their own ideas about where the characters would end up, the creators Dan and David had a big plane to land, and Bloys believes they did a spectacular job. And despite all the backlash, the Game of Thrones series finale was the most watched episode in the series and in HBO history. What were your thoughts? It looks like we have another Star Wars movie in the making. It has been reported that Lucasfilm has hired a screenwriter to bring to life a Star Wars film that fans has been asking for a while. Leda Kalogridis, I do apologize if I said that wrong, writer for Avatar and Shutter Island, will be working on a new film based on Knights of the Old Republic, the popular video game that took place at least 4,000 years before the events of the main Star Wars saga. Sources state that Kalogridis is close to finishing the first script of what could be a new trilogy of Star Wars films. However, we are unsure if this has anything to do with the planned series of films with D.B. Weiss and David Benioff that we talked about last Monday, or the trilogy being developed by Star Wars The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson, though it's seeming like it will be a separate work. Looks like Star Wars fans are being spoiled. So Overwatch is celebrating its 3rd anniversary, and they're hosting a huge event. The anniversary event started May 21st and goes through June 11th, where you can earn legendary skins and so much more. The coolest part is that you'll get an anniversary loot box the moment you sign in, and a 2019 player icon. Blizzard has even brought back your favorite brawls like Summer Games, Halloween Terror, and Lunar New Year, just to name a few. There will be a new brawl every day, and you can find the full schedule on Blizzard's Overwatch anniversary page on playoverwatch.com. On that website, you'll also be able to see all of the cool new skins for the anniversary event. So log in and get playing, because I know I will be. It's not really a secret that Rihanna is a fan of heavy metal, always rocking band tees, and even hired renowned death metal artists to create a death metal logo for her to be displayed during the Video Music Awards in 2017. Well, it seems as though Rihanna's favorite band may be Slipknot. Tim Blanks, editor of Business of Fashion, caught up with the artist at her new physical Fenty clothing line store in Paris and found out that Slipknot is her favorite, and even posted it on Instagram. It'd be so awesome if that really is the truth. GitHub has launched a new Patreon-style funding tool called GitHub Sponsors. It's designed for developers to accept recurring monthly payments from supporters who can fund their work on open source software. Just like Patreon, you can set up different level tiers that supporters can opt into. By nature, developing open source software is not profitable, as anyone can freely use it, and it's very critical to much of the tech we use every day. Developers could also use Patreon to help their funding their products, but GitHub is already the leading repository for open source software. It only makes it even easier for them. At launch, it won't be available to everybody, but GitHub, owned by Microsoft, is promising 0 fees to use the program, covering payment processing costs for the first year, and it'll be matching sponsorship payments up to $5,000 per developer during the first year using the feature. Sponsors can also be used for individual projects, where a project's admin can link to profiles of project leaders who accept sponsorships, and GitHub will even let a project link out to funding pages on other websites, like Patreon and Open Collective. It seems like loot box laws are making their way into the United States, with the Senate working on a loot box bill that will highly impact the world of gaming and how video games are sold. The bill's intent is to regulate certain pay-to-win microtransactions and sales of loot boxes. And if you're wondering what that is, it's an add-on transaction to an interactive digital entertainment product that will help you progress through content otherwise available within the game without the purchase of such transaction. So basically, you don't need to buy something, but you want to make it through the game faster. There are some exclusions in the bill, those being additional difficulty modes, cosmetic items, and downloadable expansions. The bill would prohibit pay-to-win microtransactions and loot boxes to games that are geared toward children under the age of 18. Okay, that's fine. But the bill would also prohibit these where the publisher or distributor has constructive knowledge that any of the users are under the age of 18. Essentially, the whole point is to deter children from acts of gambling. The details of the bill will drastically change the way that video game makers earn their money. Currently, the bill is just a proposal, but anything can happen at this point. There was a lot of choice words that were said about the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Soon after Detective Pikachu made its way into theaters, news about a new live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out. After the first trailer was released, there was a lot of backlash towards Sonic's design. Because of this, director Jeff Fowler has postponed the movie by 3 months to make these fixes to everyone's favorite hedgehog. He even made a post on Twitter saying, taking a little more time to make Sonic just right, with the date of February 14, 2020, which will be the new release date. We'll see how Sonic turns out in the next trailer, and hopefully we can see his glow up. So the rumor we found out about Gears 5 is looking a little bit more real now, with a leak from Microsoft themselves. An official Microsoft document for the purpose of retail has surfaced online, and in the process have surfaced some new details about the game. The document notes that the game will be the biggest, most beautiful Gears world to date. The leak seems to suggest that there will be some level of open world elements, which would be a first for the series. The most noteworthy of this is the word of 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, and HDR support. These features were also noted in the leak. Never fight alone, where you can play solo or with a friend in local split-screen, co-op, or online co-op, and battle alongside your friends, anywhere with crossplay between Xbox One and PC. Explore Serra, where you can skim across glaciers, sail over deserts, and descend into sunken ruins to discover the largest and most diverse Gears world ever created. And Visual Showcase, where you can play every mode in 4K Ultra HD resolution with stunning HDR at a smooth 60 frames per second. So let's hope this leak is as real as it sounds, because Gear 5 sounds amazing. THQ Nordic plans to announce 2 games at E3 next month, and the announcements are for 2 beloved franchises that players will be very excited to see back. One is a new vision, and the other a long-awaited return of a galactically beloved game and franchise. That sounds super familiar. Well, others think so too, with rumors going around thinking the latter will be a new Destroy All Humans game. This isn't 100% confirmed, as most leaks aren't, but a lot of fans are hopeful. Destroy All Humans is an action-adventure game series that is essentially a parody of Cold War-era alien invasion movies and a parody of the United States in the 50s. The first game was released way back in 2005, with a sequel shortly after in 2006. Well, it's 2019 now, so will we finally get number 3? Maybe. We finally have more than just a rumor, with CD Projekt Red showing gameplay of Cyberpunk 2077 next month at E3. But gameplay will not be playable by attendees. Marcin Momo confirmed this news Thursday via Twitter. Momo says he will be hosting gameplay presentations. There will be different showings for the game, from the show floor demos to behind closed doors. However, all attendees will be able to see gameplay demos at CD Projekt Red's booth. E3 is going to be so great this year. Well, that's all we have for you today, with more gaming news coming out every Monday and Friday. You'll also find a link to our Kickstarter for our game in progress, Reverie the Awoken. Help us show your support and check out the trailer. Thank you all so much for joining us, and as always, stay devious.